Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be showing you how to take a model from Unity that you might not be happy with into Maya to tweak it and then back into Unity to see the final version. It's going to be an extremely simple tutorial. We're not going to show you anything advanced inside of Unity or inside of Maya, just the process of going back and forth. Okay, so let's take a look. The example we're going to be using is this vehicle that we have inside of Unity. You can see that there is an interior to the car, and hypothetically, in a video game, if you're not going to see the inside, why model it? It's just too many polygons, it's too much processing on the computer, it could create lag, and those polygons could be used for a tree or for the player or for whatever else. So you really want to try to optimize your scene whenever you can. Now obviously I could always just right click and delete it inside of Unity. But again, this video is about how to go to Maya and do that. So we're going to do it that way instead. So since it doesn't matter if you're on the Mac side or the PC side, when you're using Unity, it's basically everything's inside of a folder structure, and this model is just an FBX file anyway, just a 3D model file. So I could very easily just open it, fix it, and resave it, and that's what we're going to do. So first off, where to get Maya? Maya is created by a company called Autodesk, and if you are a teacher or student, you can get it for free for 3 years from the following place: www.autodesk.com/education/free-software. If you're not a teacher or student, well, if you are, you'll use your student or teacher email. If you're not, you'll have to download the free version or buy the professional versions. So it's up to you which version you're going to get. I have the teacher version here. They all look the same, they all do the same, so it's no big deal. But it doesn't even matter if you know Maya. It's pretty simple. Well, Maya itself is complicated, but the process we're doing here is simple. We're just going to go to File, Import, just like you would with any other software. And you're going to navigate to where your folders are inside of that Unity structure. So for me, it's under my, my name and whatnot, and under the Assets folder. And then I have a folder here for all of my assets as well. I just need to find them real quick. Where did it go? My folder icon is missing. That's why it's messing me up. So under my meshes here, let's go to Vehicles and let's load in this vehicle. And you can see it's really big compared to the grid. That's because Unity uses meters, and I believe Maya starts in centimeters or something. So what we could do to match the sizes, we can go Window, Settings and Preferences, Preferences. And then under the Settings section, we can set the working units to meters and hit Save. You have to do that every time you open Maya. It doesn't necessarily save them. Okay, and if the wireframe is bothering you, you can go here to Shading, Smooth Shade All. So let's do this. Let's grab these wheels, because maybe we don't want them for some reason. And if you just hold Shift, you can click on other things, more than one. And I'm just going to hit the Delete key. Okay, I'm going to click on the inside, Delete, Wheels, Delete. And if I want to rotate my screen, I can hold Alternate or Option on the Mac and left mouse to rotate, and I'm going to click on the wheel again, hit Delete, and let's say for fun I want to move this object back to the 0, 0, 0 line. Well, on the left here you have your Move tool with the red arrow going one way, the Rotate tool, and the Scale tool. I'm going to just move it down. Okay, and if you do not have this one view like I have, if you have multiple views, you can change that really easily. If you hit the space bar, you can maximize whatever window your mouse is over. Okay, these 90-degree views are called orthographic views, and you can use your middle mouse button to move in and out. If you just want to do it all at once, you can select an item and hit F, and it will zoom in to whatever screen your mouse is over and whatever you've selected. So it's always fun. So we can see that I've moved my my truck down to 0, 0, 0, and I've got him on this black line, which would be the bottom of the floor, the terrain inside of something. You can see my pivot is not at the 0, 0, 0. So what I can do is I can hold the letter D and I can move it. Okay, I can move that around, right? Or if I want to snap it to the grid, to those little center points, I can do D and X, like D for Doug, X for X-ray. I can click it there, and now it's in the center, and I can do what I need to do. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to go File, Export Selection, whatever's selected. I'm going to put it back in the same file, in the same spot, but I'm going to give it a different name so I don't mess anything up. When you overwrite stuff, sometimes you mess things up. So I'm going to call it Vehicle B instead of Vehicle A. Over here in Geometry, I'm going to make sure my smoothing groups are turned on. Smoothing groups are kind of complicated to talk about. We're just going to know that we've checked it. Basically, that way our 3D model does not look faceted or have hard edges where we wanted them smooth. We're going to say Export Selection. And back over here in Unity, it might take a second or two, but if it does not show up, you could right-click and say Refresh. And now I've got this little model, and you'll see that it does not have the interior, it does not have the wheels. But what options does it have? Well, if we click on this little arrow, you'll see that there's this person. We don't need a person. We don't know why the person's there. There's no reason for it. So what we can do is we can get rid of it. So by clicking on the main model, we can go to the Animations tab in the inspector. Excuse me, the Rig tab. The rig is like a skeleton that you would put inside of a 3D model to create animations. Since we don't have any, on the animation type, we're going to say None, and we're going to hit Apply, and you'll see that in your project view there, that little guy disappears. Now also, when converting things from Maya to Unity, sometimes under Model, the scale factor comes in at 0.01 or some other number. We're just going to set that back to 1 and hit Apply again. And now, if we want to, we can take this vehicle and we can drop it into our scene, and there we go. And if it's not in the right spot, we can just, in our inspector, set the position back to 0, 0, 0. So it looks like the first one we didn't come in at 0, 0, 0, so let's set it at 0, 0, 0. Okay, and we will focus on that one, and focus on this one. Okay, so this one's moved over just a little bit. So there we go. There's the process of bringing a model that you do not like or that you want to make changes to from Unity to Maya. You make the changes, and then you export it back as an FBX with a different name so you don't mess it up, and you go from there. If it works the way you want and you want to delete the other one, you can just right-click in your project view and delete it.